the president of the San Francisco NAACP and the pastor of the Third Baptist Church, Reverend Amos C. Brown. Dr. Brown, thanks so much for being here. So $5 million to every Black resident. That sounds good to me. That sounds like something, that sounds like a plan that everyone would like who would be a recipient of that. So why don't you like that plan?
Let me correct something. The board has not agreed to my $5 million plan.
Yeah, it's a proposal. I get
That's
it.
something
I know. It's a proposal, but why don't you like the proposal?
Because it has become a laughing stock around this nation, and representatives of it have indicated it was not based on any formula. It was not thought out logically, so that we should not be teasing and tantalizing African Americans. We are in trouble in this city. We need action now. We've had far too many studies, too many analyses, too many suggestions. And if the board was serious about that, this past Tuesday, they would have in principle supported cash payments and suggesting a plan for payment, even though, as some say, we have a deficit, we can't do anything now. Well, deficits don't last always. And even in Germany, Germans pay by installment. I'm looking for, and the NAACP is looking for, real action and not intentionality. We've talked too much about reparations. In fact, it was the NAACP branch that introduced the idea in 2019. So we can't be like Jack and the Bear, making tracks, but getting nowhere. Even this U.S. Congress of this nation has not acted on reparations in principle, and 70% of the nation are against it. Now is the time for all fair-minded, informed, loving, just citizens to join us as African Americans and support us as we supported reparations for the Japanese and for the Jewish community. That's the bottom line issue. We are not against cash payments, but we want sincere action and not optics.
So you don't think this is a so sorry to interrupt, but you don't think this is a serious proposal by the Board of Supervisors?
It's not on the board what has happened. The board has not acted. It was a representative of the task force who threw out this number without any basis for it. And people are entitled to their opinions. But on issues like this, you need facts and you need practicality. And that's the only thing the NAACP is looking for. Real action and not suggestions.
Thank you. Dr. Brown, I really appreciate you clarifying all of that for us and explaining your position and what you're hoping for in the city of San Francisco. Thank you very much for your time.
It is a bright center of the universe where all good ideas come from. The San Francisco Board of Supervisors is as far from that place as you could possibly be. This, like the great gotcha question in politics today is, can you define woke? Well, let me just tell you, Exhibit A. This is the wokest, craziest thing that you could possibly imagine. And had you put the details of it up on the screen without telling me the city, I would have guessed it on the first try. Because only San Francisco could come, the worst managed city in America maybe, other than, a couple of others we've had talked about lately on this show, but it's one of the worst. And if I lived there or knew someone that lived there, had family there, I'd be telling them to get a real estate agent somewhere else. Lord have mercy. This is divisive, it's unrealistic, and I can't even begin to imagine.
What do you think the right number is, Scott?
0. The right number is 0. The Reverend said 70% of Americans don't agree with this idea. Well, there's a reason for that. Because 70% of Americans don't think it's fair, they don't think it's right, and they think there are better ways for this country to provide opportunity to everybody. And everybody does deserve opportunity, but this is divisive.
I think the 5 million number, embedded in this list of 100 ideas, had exactly the impact that the advisory board intended, which was to have a sensational number. I don't know that the number is 0, Scott. I would tell you honestly, I struggle a little bit with the whole concept of reparations, not because I think reparations are wrong, but because I think reparations without reconciliation are really meaningless. there is a conversation we have to have. There is an understanding that we have to arrive at about not just our history but our present, and how it is we share this America, and why it's important that we share this America, and that we deal with all of the barriers for whomever is experiencing those barriers to the fruits and the promise of this America. That work, I think, is worthy work. I don't think it's right to call that work woke and dismiss it. I think that's important, patriotic work. I really believe that. And whether that then enables or makes possible financial compensation in this, taking from among these ideas or others, I think remains to be seen.